Alrighty, we're pleased to be joined today by a guy that I grew up with, playing on the outdoor rink, crushing hot dogs and Pepsis. Captain of the Red Rebels at one point, now currently playing for the Chicago Blackhawks of the NHL. After all that, we're pleased to have on, and one of the best nicknames I ever gave him back then was Reese's Pieces, pretty easy, Johnson. Reese Johnson, thanks for hopping on, buddy.
Hey guys, yeah, it's great to be on. I'm glad we could make it work. I'm excited.
Awesome. Okay, bud. Let's get right into it. What's new with you? What's happening? How's the injury front? Where you at?
Yeah, I mean, the injury's coming along. I broke my collarbone. I think it's been 5.5 weeks now. So I actually just started some upper body resistance work a couple of days back. So hopefully get back on the ice skating next week, which I'm looking forward to. Got a lot of good people working with me here in Chicago, but yeah, just looking forward to getting back on the ice. Still got probably about 5 to 6 weeks until I'm back playing, ready for contact, but things are looking up, so it's good. The first couple of weeks of being in the sling are always tough, but it's part of it. So yeah.
What arm is it?
It's my right arm. So
tough wiping your ass for a little bit,
eh? Yeah, it's definitely a tough one. Getting dressed, things like that. Yeah. It was never fun, but
inconvenient.
I was used to being in the sling from a couple shoulder surgeries back in junior, so I got used to it. So, yeah.
Okay, so not that you're old at all, because I mean, like I said in the intro, you're younger than I am, but let's backtrack to a young Reese Johnson for people that don't know what you're up to. Sports, hobbies. Let the people know.
Yeah, I think growing up in Regina with you, we one thing that came to mind when we talked about doing the podcast was all the mini sticks we used to play. I think we had a pretty good setup. I mean, it seemed like we were kind of on the big stage. We'd announce the starting lineups, things like that. I mean, thinking back to those days, but I mean, growing up, I loved to do all the sports, playing football in the park across the street, biking around, hanging out with buddies. But I mean, I think some good memories I have from being a kid growing up in Regina is the backyard rink, playing mini sticks, having you over and all that kind of things. I mean, I miss that. And just thinking about that brings back a lot of memories for sure.
That's when I found out I loved hot dogs. Crush 700 hot dogs, just hot dogs and just crush them. No bun too.
You would put back quite a few of those as a young guy.
Yeah, they've cut it to me now. That's for sure. Hey, actually, you brought that up. Mini sticks. Remember the one time you stuck me in the eye and like my eye was like completely like cut open. Like we used
to leaking.
Sticks. Oh yeah, and then he had a cat. So then I found out I was allergic to cats. It like swelled up. Like I looked like Stewie Griffin. It was unbelievable.
I forgot about that, but I have faint memories of that. You were leaking pretty good, actually.
I felt pretty tough.
Got a bleeder.
It's even worse if you get caught with the mini sticks now. Like I always tell my billet brothers in junior, they have, like you guys know, the mini sticks nowadays. You don't even have to go on your knees.
Yeah.
You're standing up. You got the curve, the Bauer sticks. We'd be heating them up over the stove, curving them over the stove.
Okay, I want to bring up before we get going too far here, and obviously I talked to your brother. We grew up, we're the same age. We talk quite a bit still here and there. How much an impact he had on you? Because like I said, we played hockey on the backdoor rink and all that. I mean, and we're gonna talk about just how tough you are. Like, fuck, buddy. Like, what did Wyatt do for you? Kind of thing. Like, because he, obviously you followed his steps playing in the Western League, and just walk through that for us.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's got brought up a couple times since I turned pro, and it's tough to find a good place to start, but I truly don't think I'd be where I am without him today. He growing up, we were best buddies, still are today, getting back, like backyard rink stuff. I mean, we'd have some pretty good battles back there. I think that kind of stuff helped me kind of grow to the player I am today. I mean, like the toughness side of it, I think he showed me a lot of that. And I mean, it's not like we were having fist fights back there, but I mean, just the little things.
Oh, we bullied you. And I feel bad. Oh yeah, we abuse you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah, that I don't mind that. That's good. But yeah, Wyatt definitely helped me a lot along the way. I mean, especially being able to play with him in junior, it was pretty special. He helped me lots for sure. Just the way he led the team. I mean, his leadership skills, being able to help out the young guys like myself and other guys when we were there was pretty special. And then for me to kind of take on captaincy a couple years later was super awesome. But I mean, the things he's taught me along the way, kind of I'll never forget for sure. So it's pretty special.
Rip, you anything?
No. Well, just as I played him a few times, and he seems like a fantastic guy. I don't know him really personally, but just guys, you see guys respect him and how long he's been in our league, which, he's had a few injury problems over the years. So, but yeah, you make very good points, and I think he's an awesome dude.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I mean, the injury part of things it's tough, but I mean, it's part of the game. I still think he's got it, and he still loves the game, so it's awesome. We chat lots. We're always talking after my games and his games, and he's still helping me, giving me little pointers here and there. But yeah, I definitely there's no other place where I kind of got my grit from, I guess. I don't know really how to put it, but he definitely showed me the grit and the hard work. I mean, he truly actually did teach me what hard work was, and I don't think I would be playing professional hockey without that. So
yeah, that's a good point. Okay, let's talk about your career a little bit here, and it moved pretty quickly. Started with the pristine team in Saskatoon Blazers. I played there, not a big deal. Wyatt did, and then you. So and you played against Turner in a couple of years, I believe, in midget or U18. Sorry, walk us through your time, in Saskatoon, and obviously, program that. Not that I would have done anything for you there, but your brother paving the way again. I don't know. Walk us through your experience there, your time there. What they did for you.
Yeah. So I think it was when I was 15. What is it? What is midget? 15, 16, 17, right? Yeah. Blazers. Yeah. So when I was 15, I went, and I know my dad was a little nervous for me going to the tryouts there, just because I was pretty small. I don't even know how big I was at 15, but I was still pretty small. I mean, maybe 5'8", buck 40, buck 50, soaking wet. Like, I was pretty skinny. I hadn't filled out at all, but I remember going to camp and all these 17-year-olds, pretty big dudes. Like, I mean, for me anyway, but I actually ended up making the team, and I was pretty happy with that. And then I had an all right year, kind of nothing crazy. I mean, I'm not putting up any numbers really or anything, but that. And I actually think I had an injury there in practice. I think it was a one-on-one drill midway through the season, and Keenan Choman, I remember, he's a great dude, but he kind of tripped me up. Took him wide, and I went full steam into the end boards. I separated my shoulder. Oh. Broke my left collarbone, so that was a tough one. That was one of the first real injuries I had. And then 15-year-old year, I mean, it was fun, met some good buddies, but 16-year-old year, I actually felt like I put on some weight and put on some size, so I felt like I had a better year there. Ended up getting listed. I think I went to camp as a 15-year-old in Red Deer, and then got listed after that. Played 16-year-old year again in Saskatoon with the Blazers, and we were okay. We didn't have a great team. I mean, I don't know if you guys, kind of similar to when you were there, coach, but
yeah, I think they got better after I left. So it was
yeah. Honestly, we had a ton of fun though. Like, I mean, some of the guys, a couple of my best buddies to this day were from the Blazers, and Brad Bigsby, Jake Lecision, all those guys. Yeah, Austin Sweiston was the attendee. So yeah, we still keep in touch quite a bit to this day. But yeah, no. And then when I was 16, I had a pretty good year, but I obviously came back to midget after Rebels camp there, and then made the jump to Red Deer after that. So yeah.
Before Turner jumps in, that's actually funny you mentioned that, because I'm pretty sure I made the team because Wyatt made Red Deer. And then Connor made Kinnersley. That's exactly how it happened. So Gazer made Kindo, and then Wyatt was supposed to play in Estevan, but he ended up making Red Deer. So I was like, oh,
No,
thanks, boys.
Perfect.
opened up a couple spots.
Yeah, hoping to play with him, but they actually did me a favor. So
You got quite a few goals that year, didn't you? I remember. Or
I had a hot stick for a while there, yeah. And then I found my way in the fourth line, and then the old saying goes, if you're not playing, you go home. So ended up going home. But no, I love my time there. It was a great program and good dude. So
yeah, it's a good spot. We there's really no battle like that around Saskatoon. The Saskatoon Contacts and the Blazers going at it in the show. Holy smokes, that's the best games I've played, I think.
So I never played in the show. Turner probably has. I've only played.
Disgusting.
I played the one game, Blazers versus Contacts in the Trace, and usually it's, you know how it is, dress at a seat night in that rink. But it was filled to the max, and I was like, I'm in the show. This is perfect. This is how old I am. I got 2 brand new Reebok like 20K sticks. I think that's what they're called. They were so sick, taped off, wax, looking great. Ross Needy, I come across the middle twice in a row in like back-to-back shifts, shattered both my sticks.
Ross could lay the body, that's for sure. He was a big dude. He went to my high school. I remember he'd always be in the gym. He was a big frame.
Oh yeah.
Unit. All right, we're gonna move on to your junior career now with the Wagon Red Deer. So kind of just give the people what the background of what it's like being a Rebel and hanging around the Sutters all the time.
Before you do that, Turner calls it the Sutter effect.
The Sutter effect.
Hey, that's I've never heard that. That's actually a really good point. I might have to start using that one. No, my time in Red Deer, I'll never forget those 4 years I spent. I was very fortunate to play in Red Deer. I really think, I mean, I never had an opportunity to play anywhere else in junior, but I think that is a very, very elite Western League team. They treat you very well. The Sutters do a really good job there. Everywhere from like the facility, the meals, I mean, just the way you're treated like a professional. They truly want their players to move on to the next level. But yeah, great spot to play. Lived with the same billets for all 4 years, so that was pretty awesome. Got to see the kids grow up, young billet brothers. So that was good. Looking back, like from when I was 17 to 20, it's crazy, but like those are truly the years where I grew up and kind of changed as a player. When I dealt with a couple shoulder surgeries, dislocated my one shoulder. Actually, when my older brother Wyatt got traded, just for the people that are listening, he got traded to Spokane. He got hit pretty dirty by a guy on another team, so I felt the need to scrap him after that. The next game we played, I fought the guy, and actually that was my first dislocation in my left shoulder, so that was a tough one. And then exactly a year after that, when I was 18, I dislocated my other one. So when I was going into my 9th-year-old year, I think I had 35 games played in the Western League. So I was hearing it for sure. Guys were telling me I still had to sit at the front of the bus, but I told them to kick rocks at that point. So, but no, Red Deer, great spot. If you guys have any other question, I love talking about Red Deer. It's truly a first-class organization. Like I said, super cool to play with Wyatt there. I mean, would have been nice to play there longer with them, but it is what it is.
All right, so we'll stay on the Red Deer kick here. Let's talk about the Memorial Cup and that kind of roster. Like, you guys are stacked. I'm looking at it right now. You got Fleury, DeBrusque, Paul and Chuck, who lights up U of A. You got yourself, Lane, Noje. Like, I could talk forever. Philip, it's nuts.
Lane Peterson.
Yeah.
I was on his line for like 4 games. I felt like Gretter. I was Curry to his Gretter.
yeah, definitely a pretty solid squad there. It was unfortunate. I mean, I really don't know if I would have been in the lineup if I was healthy, but I actually always tell people, they ask me, how was the Mem Cup? Like, what was it like? I was like, honestly, I was just a fan for it. I had been home recovering from surgery for a couple months. I went back. I had the whole fan experience. It was super cool. That the whole city was just electric. Like every night there is packed. I've never seen it like that, especially the Centrium beer gardens after. Not that I was of age to go to the beer garden, but I'll keep that one. Yeah, maybe a couple Bud Lights or something, but nothing crazy. But it was that team was really cool. It would have been nice to go a little further and do better in the tournament. But I mean, if you look at that tournament that year, the London won it, and their team just they were going to be tough to beat. So.
We talk about Evan Pola. This guy looked like he was 35 years old at 8. Like he was a man. He's ahead of his time.
He's definitely one of the probably the toughest, one of the toughest heavyweight scrappers I've played with. I mean, still play. He's where's he playing now?
He's in the Oilers organization. Is he still there? Yeah.
Oh, he's with the Moose, actually, Manitoba Moose.
Yeah.
So play against him in the American League quite a bit, but he definitely a nice guy to kind of be buddies with, so you don't have to go toe to toe with him. Yeah.
Reese, I want to ask, after your Western League career, you played 6 games in the American League. I think a lot of guys do that after their last year. What was that like? Your first taste of pro, and then was there ever a thought, maybe after that was like, hey, I should just get enrolled at U of S, or were you like, hey, I want to play pro and I'm going to do it. I'm going to work for it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like kind of just going back a bit, when I was 20 in junior, I definitely had hopes to go move on to pro, but it was definitely in the back of my mind to use my scholarship and go to school. I actually had pretty good interest in being a police officer, RCMP, something in law enforcement like that. So, but I was fortunate enough to sign my contract, and then going to play those games kind of just made it more clear to me that I wanted to pursue the professional career. And I mean, I'm super happy I did. Definitely nice to have those backup plans, as you could say, in junior to go use your scholarship. And I mean, people move on to do great things like that. But yeah, it was definitely nice.
So in the 2020-2021 season, you get in your first NHL game. Walk us through this. We love this stuff. Walk the day leading up to it, the phone call. You name it. Walk us through it.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of a funny year with the COVID and all, as it was. But I think just the night before, I was staying at a hotel here in Chicago, and got the text actually just from Coach Colleton at the time, and he basically just told me I'm in tomorrow. And I mean, it was pretty surreal. I mean, the feelings, I think I texted Wyatt first, and then my girlfriend and my parents. But I think just excitement. I mean, I think that's something that I was working towards my whole life. Definitely really nervous, like looking back on those first couple games to when I'm in the lineup now. The nerves are definitely a lot calmer, and you can kind of take it all in and actually enjoy it a little more. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it, but I was definitely pretty nervous. I mean, I hadn't played a game in since the season before. I mean, like when I got shut down in the American League. So I was we had camp and some preseason stuff, but I mean, I hadn't played a real game in quite some time. So I was definitely nervous, but all the guys here, the veteran guys, coaching staff did a great job making me feel as comfortable as I could. But it was definitely pretty cool. I mean, I just wanted to go out there and kind of finish some checks and move my feet. So yeah.
And Steve,
was there any fans?
Yeah,
when you played?
Yeah, that's right. Don't get scored on.
Reese, was there any fans when you played your first game?
No, there wasn't. So that was definitely a little weird. Yeah, I think the first game I had with fans, it was a lot different. It was almost kind of nice to. I mean, there's pros and cons to not having fans in your first game. Maybe would have been a little more nervous, but yeah, no fans was definitely. It's so weird playing with no fans. It's just not the same. You need the fans in the building for sure.
Yeah. Did you still do the solo lap then?
No, I actually didn't. I don't know. I haven't even brought that up to the guys. I might have to let him know what's up with that. But it might be one of the only ones without a solo lap.
Well, they're shocked he played 4 years in the Western League, playing 35 games. So they're like, yeah, you probably don't need to do a rookie lap.
He's still a rookie in the dub.
Right. Yeah. Still trying to get 100 games in the Western.
Hey, do you know that I was like the second person to break the news on Twitter that day?
Really?
There was a reporter for Chicago, and then I did it, and then it like blew up. I mean, humble brag. But we had on
thanks.
Barstool Chief, that guy from does all the Barstool stuff for Chicago.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, the prospects of like Reese Johnson and Brendan Hagel and this and that, blah, blah. It sounds like he's playing probably pretty soon here. I'm like, okay. So I kind of like started following Chicago, and then it was like, this reporter's like, Johnson draws in the lineup tonight. I'm like, boom, stole it, tweeted it for like Saskatchewan, and then blew it up. And then, I was like, my guy.
Yeah.
I was pumped.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't believe the amount of text messages and phone calls, Twitter messages I got from people along the way that I grew up with, and family and friends. It was actually crazy. I took like a week replying because I want to make sure I replied to everyone saying thanks a lot. Like, it means a lot. But it honestly probably took me a week just to respond and to each person individually, because there's so many people reaching out. So it means a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people that help you out along the way, and it's pretty special when they reach out like that.
Well, that's why I think when your IG account got like suspended or hacked, because I asked your brother, I was like talking to you on there, and then it was gone. I'm like, this guy just blocked me? Like, now he's too cool or what?
Yeah, too many messages. No, I actually still don't have Instagram. It got hacked. Yeah, kind of right before that. So I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I like Twitter. I use all that. But the social media doesn't really do it for me much.
So here's a question, because I was talking to Wyatt. Speaking of obviously all the injuries, that's a kick in the dick for anyone. But the punch in the dick, Tony D'Angelo, the fight, was it the dick punch? That was what it was?
Yeah, the dick punch.
Walk us through the fight, Reese. Yeah. You still there? Did we lose you? Is he on pause? Oh, he's there.
I can. You guys are kind of cutting out. I'm getting you back here.
Hold on. There we go. We're good. We're good now.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Walk us through the D'Angelo fight. Obviously, cracked him a couple of times, but the whole dick punch. Oh, lost him again.
It's actually kind of something I just laughed at after. The fight itself, I mean, we were losing kind of bad in Carolina, and I know he's a guy that isn't afraid to do that. So I mean, I respect the hell out of that. I just asked him after we had a little scuffle in the first period or something. He said, "Let me know anytime" or something. So whatever, went back to the bench, and in the third period we were down. I don't even remember what we were down, but I just said, "Hey Tony, like, we should it's probably a good time for me anyway." And I respect that he dropped the gloves with me, but that was actually one of the loudest games. Those fans in Carolina are awesome, by the way. But
nice.
They go ahead.
No, I said nice. Sorry.
Yeah. But and then pretty good scrap. I mean, we both landed a couple, and then I actually the low punch. I actually didn't. I didn't even feel it in the fight. I mean, I didn't even notice. I mean, I'm sure obviously he didn't mean to. It's kind of just in a funny position, but it's definitely a hilarious kind of. I know there's a couple memes out there or whatever.
Yeah, Wyatt was sending us videos.
yeah, but no, I didn't see it until after on Twitter. It kind of blew up or whatever. But I was kind of laughing, but nothing too crazy.
Rip, Nick. Tanner Tays.
Yeah, we'll talk about those legends. Have you first off, do they know your first name? And what have you learned from guys like that, like Kaner Tays? And are they pretty open to helping you young guys all the time and making you guys better?
Yeah, those guys have been incredible leaders and helped me out along the way a ton. It was definitely pretty cool. I mean, those guys, like Taser is probably one of him and Kraz were probably my two favorite players growing up. So I mean, to be able to suit up with him and just see him tying his skates beside me or whatever in the locker room was pretty cool. I mean, same with Kaner. Those they're legends in the game, but they're pretty awesome dudes. I mean, they're just normal guys that love the game. Taser, he sits in front of me on the plane. We've had some pretty good chats, got to know him pretty well. He's helped me out along the way a ton. Just little things help you be calm, kind of cool, collected when you're going out on the ice, if you're a little nervous or whatever like that. Showing you little tips and tricks, helping me out with face-offs before, after practice, little things like that. And then just being able to watch Kaner. I mean, I don't think I'll ever come close to having his skill set, but just being able to watch and kind of bring little things into my game, just the calmness, patience, like it helps everyone, no matter, like if you're not a skilled guy, you still watching those really skilled players can help your game a lot. But those guys are pretty awesome. And then having like Duncan, Keith, and Seabrook around, Andrew Shaw, those guys that was fortunate enough to meet. Pretty cool too. Dunk's helped me out with some cool little breathing exercise. I don't know if he'll ever listen to this, but he might appreciate if I say that. But yeah, Dunk's pretty awesome guy too. I actually, when I was out in Penticton this last summer, I was fortunate enough to go see his place on the water and check out his pad. But yeah, those guys.
What a city, hey?
Yeah, Penticton is great. I
played a year there.
That's right. It's beautiful out there, man. That's awesome. You obviously liked it?
Oh, I loved it. When I first moved there, I'm like, there's no way this is in Canada. Like, it just came from Saskatchewan. It's like plus 35 out. I got there mid-August. I'm like, no way this is Canada right now.
I know my agent actually lives in Penticton. He's kind of got an acreage just outside the downtown or city area, and it was my first time there last summer. It's beautiful. I told him I got to make a trip out of that every summer. Going good wine country. I don't know if you guys are into the wine tastings and things like that. But
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hot white dogs wine, and wine. Red wine.
Red or white, don't matter.
He's dipping hot dog buns in wine.
Soaking them easier to get down.
Like Joey Chestnut. Reese, who's your stallmates in the room?
I'm actually on the end, and we have a practice rink and game rink, but Carpy sits beside me, Ryan Carpenter beside me, and at the United Center. Carpy is also another guy, very kind of like similar players. I mean, I really like his game, and I think we have a similar game. He's helped me out a ton too. Really good guy to have around for myself. Hardworking, does the little things right. So he's pretty awesome, dude.
Hey, here's a question for you. I don't know, maybe you guys both might have the answer for this one, but when you get injured in the NHL and you're out for a period of time, obviously, like on my junior team, they're not there. Like their gear's there, but they're not there. Is your gear get moved and someone else comes in there and like if the draft in the American League gets called up?
Yeah. So I mean, I have my gloves out of my bag, but one of the trainers packs it up and puts it in storage, and then it's weird, like
it's sketchy.
It's just different, yeah. But it's always nice seeing your gear hanging up. But no, it's basically what happens. So we have here in Chicago, it's pretty cool. Actually, just outside the hotel window where I'm staying, the rink and the United Center are back just in the background. So quick little drive, but yeah.
You should have done this podcast today from the room, like right inside. But boys, get on here.
Give you a little tour. Got the guys in. Get them saying hi.
There's Kaner stick handling.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be able to warm up like watching. I'd just be watching Kaner do stick handling, warm ups and stuff like that. Have you experienced like a Kaner Panarin warm up yet? Seen Kaner and those guys fire pucks at each other yet?
No, I don't think I have. I mean, we did play New York. I was playing that game, the Rangers, but I didn't see them doing anything like that. I don't know.
I always feel like I'm seeing videos of them just firing pucks at each other.
Yeah, I've heard I think they're pretty good buddies. They're definitely a pretty dynamic duo when they're playing together here in Chicago.
You wear a bucky in warm-ups?
I do, yeah. I still wear the bucket. I don't know if I'll. Yeah, definitely still wearing a bucket, but a couple guys. I don't know if my hair is like thick enough to actually have it stay in one position. So I'd
Remember
have to
watching
load it up with
Zetterberg? You used to have the flow coming through, and like this guy uses a bottle of whatever kind of gel, and I'm like,
Hey, one thing I actually remember is that big Red Wings logo in your room.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
You still
Painted.
have that thing, or
It's
what?
at my parents. Yeah, no, I don't.
No,
let
he
my
moved it
parents
to his new house.
Yeah, I got it out of the wall. Got it out of the wall, brought it with me.
Put it on
Nailed
a
it off.
ceiling.
Yeah, that thing
Yeah.
was legendary. Yeah, I missed that thing. That was cool. But not a Wings fan anymore though. Now I'm just neutral. Now I cover
Neutral.
sport.
You were pretty diehard Wings though.
I was, yeah.
Datsuk and those guys, fun to watch.
Snap
That's-
Lindstrom, Malkin.
That might have been who you announced yourself as in many sticks down in the basement. Datsuk.
Okay, I have one more here. I don't know what Turner has. We have our segment called Questions from the Gallery. But were you a golfer back then? I don't think you were.
Back like in the Goulet days, are you talking?
Yeah, I mean, okay. So has your game grown from the Goulet? Did you play it all on the road with the boys at all?
Like the game has just went like this since the Goulet days.
I
But
know.
like, I mean, for the love of it, I mean, I still haven't broke 80 yet. Like I
Okay.
actually, I got some pretty good golf stories I could tell you guys actually. Like
Oh, let's go.
the one that comes to mind, Wyatt, we bring this up like once a year, but I don't know. It was just like Wyatt and you had a membership at the Goulet or whatever.
The old tri-pass.
Pretty funny course actually looking back. But I remember I'd always my mom or dad would drop us off, and Wyatt would golf, and I would basically just walk around with him. I mean, same with when you guys would go, but this day it was just Wyatt, and I was just following around with him. And I think Wyatt's the first one to say that he was a little too serious about his golf game back in the day. But I remember one, I don't know what hole this was on or whatever, but and you guys were great. Like, Coach, you're probably still a great golfer. I mean, you guys were really like Wyatt, and you guys were good. You guys could hit the ball, and I don't know, 13 years old maybe, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know what hole or anything it was on, but Wyatt teed up for a tee shot, and he's getting all ready, and I couldn't say a word. Like, I'd always have a bag of chips in the background, and if I crunched the bag, he'd be rattled. He'd be like, you can't be doing anything in the background. So he's getting all ready. I don't know if he did like 4 or 5 or 6 practice swings.
He was a big practice swing guy.
lined it up, and he probably didn't even duff it bad, but he like a little duff, and I let out a little giggle in the back, and he flips his club around and whacks me in the wrist with his shaft of the golf club. I was like, holy, like, what the hell just happened? But I mean, it's hilarious thinking back. He loves
abuse.
that.
Yeah, that abuse comes back, brother.
A little whack on the wrist. But,
That's
I mean,
unbelievable.
and yeah, I'm trying to think, but no, I still haven't broke 80 in my like legitimately. I mean, I'm sure I've taken some mulligans, but I love golf's fun. I love it just for the social like aspect, going out with your buddies or friends, family, girlfriend, whatever. Just got my girlfriend into golfing, so it's nice going out with her too.
luck.
But yeah, yeah. No, I actually think we were playing. Have you played the Legends, Warman?
Oh yeah, love that
Yeah.
track. Only when it's not windy though.
Yeah. Oh, and if the wind just gets me every time, like I pound it, you have to aim like 40 yards left or whatever the wind's going. But I was on pace. I would have shot 79, but I double bogeyed 18 out there.
Par 5, Reese.
This past summer, and why I don't know why I hit a driver and put it in the water off the tee. I should have just laid off or something, but yeah, Wyatt was in my ear about that one. I think I like 3 putted, like just I felt it though. You know, you're putting like kind of had the yips or whatever.
Do you play there in the summertime? Is that your home track?
I don't actually have a membership anywhere. I just because my girlfriend's from Red Deer, and we're kind of not all over the place, but I don't love golf enough to just go to the same course. I like mixing it up, going to the lake or whatever, golfing wherever. So I think at one point it would be nice to have a membership, but One of my favorite courses is probably Elk Ridge, actually. Those courses, sweet.
That's my favorite course. I love it there.
It's sick up there.
I think I like being in the trees the most.
Yeah.
The link styles are cool, like Warman and Dakota Dunes actually is another really sweet course. Yeah, that can eat you up though. I don't know if I've had a good round out there. Actually,
I love the dunes. It's nice. It's usually always in great shape. Warman's great. There's a lot of nice courses around here, but
Let's go back to Elk Ridge.
Elk Ridge is mint. Yeah, Elk Ridge.
I just blow Elk Ridge. I love it there so much.
Well, you played there how many times this summer?
Twice.
Twice? Yeah. And now he loves it. So it's a legit track.
Yeah.
Okay, Reese, let's go to our questions from the gallery, sponsored by Molson Coors. Rip, what are some of the flavors here?
Mango, black cherry,
strawberry, kiwi. These things, there's so many. They're unreal. Make sure you drink them. Drink lots of them. Obviously, be safe, be smart, and always get home safe. Molson Coors, unreal. All right. First NHL goal, and who's it against?
The Calgary Flames.
Oh, Canadian.
He scored this. It was this year that he scored.
Yeah,
Was it at home?
Have you seen it? No, it was on the road. I actually had some friends and family there, so it was pretty cool to do that in front of them. But have you seen it, Coach?
No, I'm looking at it right now. I showed it up today.
Walk us through it then.
Yeah,
it's a snipe.
Let's see.
It was the goalie actually kind of misplayed the puck, and I snuck it 5-0.
I had a freebie this weekend against your brother.
Did you?
Goalie went to go play it, and it just like wedged off his stick and like just right in the slot, wide open. That thing.
That's pretty much what actually happened.
Oh, I did see this.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. Oh, that was kind of like Turner's goal this weekend.
Yeah. Thank you. Fuck, who cares?
Perfect.
One more NHL goal than a lot of people. Suck it.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually think I had an assist that game too, so it was cool. It would have been nice to get the win, but
or a fight.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Always thinking about the 2 points so for the team. I love that, Reese. That's why you're a captain. Always thinking about selfish points there. So
yeah. No, the Flames have a good squad this year. They're solid.
Reese or Turner.
All right. What's your go-to pregame meal?
Ooh, I like eating lots kind of early in the day. Throughout the day, I'll crush a pretty big breakfast, things like that. Lots of veggies at lunch. And then for the actual pregame meal, I just go chicken and pasta. Keep it pretty simple a couple hours before. I think that's it's changed a bit since I used to have like craft dinner back in the day. When
Hot dogs, Pepsi.
I can't believe that. I used to have craft dinner for pregame meals. I loved it. My dad would load the cheese whiz and the extra cheese whiz and milk in there. How did I have any legs?
There are some of the best suppers though. When I came over there, it was just like, I mean, we kind of shut on your brother enough this podcast, but he was the pickiest eater ever. Why would he eat like a buttered bun? That was it. Like,
hey, now he's
legit now.
He's crushing anything now. Yeah, I don't know if he has me in the cooking department. Like we might have to have a grill off on the barbecue this summer or something to see who's better on the grill. But yeah, we would have some pretty good meals back in the day. Eh?
French fries, a ton of seasoning salt, hot dogs, and a can of Pepsi. Perfect. And then we're on the ice. We sleep for hours. It's perfect.
So are you usually making this food, or are you going to the rink and eating it?
Actually, we're really fortunate that the rink will provide, and the staff, the cooks at the rink do a good job. We have breakfast, lunch, pregame meals there, and then also a postgame meal. So that's pretty cool. And also when I've been in Rockford, we get quite a few meals too. And I know not a lot of American League teams do. So pretty awesome that way.
You got any sickos on the team that just eat the most outrageous stuff?
Yeah, he's like Patty Kane crushes hot dogs and craft dinner for a game.
There's not a ton of like crazy stuff. There's definitely some big eaters. Like I've seen Jude Arcaro, he can put away some food. I mean, Connor Murphy, actually,
he's a body.
He probably eats the cleanest I've seen in a guy. So but eats a lot of guys. Yeah, it's pretty awesome having the food there. You never really go hungry, that's for sure.
Never go hungry. All right, ultimate foursome to play a round of golf with.
Ooh, geez, that's a good one there. I got to think about this for a sec here. Ooh. That's a tough question.
You think we'll come back to it.
We'll end the Zoom
It's
and we'll
not,
come back
it's not
to
the
it tomorrow.
SATs, Reese. Right?
Yeah, like
we'll go to the next question here. Sure.
Favorite beer after a hard-earned W?
I actually
Or drink. You can say drink too.
I enjoyed IPAs. I never really liked those until this last couple of years, but I mean, it's probably a safe call. It's probably Bud Lights, you know. Nice Bud Light beer.
Light beer.
Will you ever change out of number 52?
That actually got brought up. I don't know who I was talking with, just about how like the different numbers over the years, but I actually really like the number 52. I mean, I don't really, it's never been a big deal. I know lots of guys have like, they've worn the same number from when they're a kid, and I've never really been that way. I mean, it would have been nice, but didn't really have the opportunity to. So I like 52. I actually, when they gave me that, I was like, that's when, you know, they want you finishing your check. That's when your number.
Training camp number.
Yeah.
You're like a young Jonathan Erickson out there wearing 52.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Rip, anymore?
We
We need the foursome question though. We need that. That's huge. That's the biggest seller on the podcast.
I mean, it may be just you two and Wyatt or something like that. I actually can't think of any like celebrity right now. Like, there's definitely
What about Tom Brady? You like football?
Tom Brady would be pretty cool. I mean, actually, it'd be cool to go like Belichick, Brady, something like that. Another football guy.
Perfect. We're done. That's it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Me, Belichick, Brady, Reese.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, done.
Rip carrying the bags, caddy.
Rip caddy, 4 caddy for the boys.
Yeah, that there's actually some cool golf tracks around here that would be that I've played that are pretty cool. We had I've never had a caddy before this past year, and it was pretty cool.
What's your favorite course around Chicago then?
Played Medina. I think that's where I think there's a tour you'd probably know better. I think Woods played there. Yeah, Medina. That was the one really nice course. And Cog Hill also. I think there's been a couple of tour tournaments there, but there's a ton of nice ones, but so much different than back home, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, because the conditions are perfect. Like
yeah,
the fairways are just perfect. I guess like Chicago's windy, I guess, but I was gonna say there's no wind. But have you ever played golf like on the road down in Arizona or something like that?
No, I haven't. I know the last when the guys just went to Vegas, I think lots of them played. I'm not sure what course in Vegas, but it looked pretty cool. I've seen some pictures, but no, I haven't had the chance to do that yet.
Reese, my last question here. We always end off with this one. A piece of advice for a young listener today that, you know, whether they want to play pro hockey, pro golf, pro sports, you know, be a doctor, just some advice for them listening today.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it kind of sounds cliche or whatever, but it truly hits home for me every time. I think the hard work and work ethic that you can put into every day can go such a long way. I mean, like as I kind of seen for myself, and I am continuing to see, but it's the hard work. I think there's and it's not always like pushing yourself to where you don't enjoy it, but it's just giving effort. I mean, giving effort every day. Some days are tough. I mean, you just got to keep pushing through that, whether it's injuries or, I mean, stuff with family. It could be anything, but to be able to push through that and keep working hard, and as long as you enjoy what you're doing, I think it can go a long way. So that's one thing I always like to tell young listeners and things like that. So I think it's the work ethic, the hard work, positive attitude. I mean, positive mindset. Those things can be pretty crazy. So
well said. Reese, I don't know if you've noticed or listened to any of our podcasts, but every time we talk to someone that, for example, a guy that's part-time at Barstool comes on our show, he's full-time Barstool. Guy plays in the show. We talk about him. He scores the next night. So this will be a Hosel bump when you're healthy and back. We hope, you're back on the ice soon.
We'll give you a 5-6 week bumper though.
Let's go.
5-6 week bumper. You get in there, you light it up. Yeah, buddy, man, I appreciate today. This has been fun. I'm happy you came on, and hopefully we can do it again down the road.
Yeah, totally, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on. I was really looking forward to it, and it's always nice catching up with some old buddies. But I'll come back on anytime. I appreciate the time, and all the best to you guys. We'll keep in touch here. I'll shoot you guys a text or something over the next week or so, and we can keep chatting. So I appreciate it.
You betcha. Take care, buddy.
Thanks, fellas.